So we all know by now that Captain America was tasked with going back in time and returning the Infinity Stones from the spots where they were all originally stolen. But once you pause and think about this scenario, it creates a lot of problems, so today we're going to try to figure it out. What's up guys, Chris Killian here, and how exactly does Captain America return the Infinity Stones? The plot of Steve Rogers returning all 6 Infinity Stones in sort of a reverse heist is an interesting enough idea that it could actually be a movie all on its own. Unfortunately, it's a movie we'll likely never get to see, so from here on out, us fans will be forced to speculate as to exactly how Cap managed to pull this off. First off, it took what? 10 Avengers to pull off the original time heist, yet they're all cool with letting Steve return all 6 stones by himself in the past to where they were without anyone noticing. Either that logic makes zero sense, or you've got some real crappy friends, Mr. Rogers. No wonder he wanted to retire with Peggy.
I understood that reference.
Let's ask the fair questions about how Captain America goes about pulling this seemingly impossible task off. How does he get the Mind Stone back in the Scepter, the Space Stone back in the Tesseract? How does he return to these moments in time without throwing a giant wrench into those realities?
Oh, no, that's not a question I need answered.
Theoretically, Captain America might just go back to 5 minutes before each heist happens and warn the heist Avengers that there's no longer a reason to do this, except that wouldn't work either because the Infinity Stones aren't subject to the same rules of space and time. They won't be there for the Avengers to steal. So let's set some ground rules. Let's assume Steve Rogers had enough Pym particles to get him whenever in time he needed to be. It's also stated that Cap's got all the time in the world to get the tasks done, so if he messes up, he could technically press restart, go back in time, and try again.
I could do this all day. I could do this all day.
That makes stuff a little easier, but still, returning all 6 stones to their whereabouts all by his lonesome without being noticed, that's a monumental task. So how does he do it? The obvious answer lies in the Time Stone. If Captain America was shown how to utilize the power of the Time Stone, then he could theoretically return each of the stones to their locations without being noticed simply by stopping time immediately after the stones are stolen for Endgame, and then simply replace each stone at the most opportune moment. This obviously wouldn't have to be done with the Time Stone itself, since Cap can simply show up at 177A Bleecker Street in 2012 and hand the stone back to the Ancient One once he's returned the other 5 stones. More than likely, this also wouldn't apply on Vormir when Cap returns the Soul Stone either, because Red Skull already knows it was taken. But did I mention how mad I am that Captain America and Red Skull obviously had a reunion and Avengers Endgame didn't even bother to mention it? That's my theory about how Cap returned the stones, but how do you think Cap got the stones back? Tell me your theories in the comments or tweet me at Chris Killian, and thanks for watching.